Welcome back to Exquisitely Aligned. I'm Gina Maier Vincent, your host and your personal soul shifter, here to help you define and design the destiny you desire and deserve, essentially where you become exactly what the world is missing. Today, I want to shine a light on some of the most common blocks so you can avoid them. This way, you can define and design the destiny you desire and deserve, where you make your bigger impact in your world. What does that mean? Your world can be anything from your home, your family, within a legacy that you're leaving. It might be the world over. I celebrate all of that. I believe the greatest force for good on the planet today is you as the exquisitely aligned woman or man. A man or a woman who is intentionally choosing to use their gifts, focus on their desires, and believe wholeheartedly in their truths. I'm here today to give a voice on how to become that man or woman. The greatest force for good, the exquisitely aligned woman or man. And there are 5 principles to help you make that happen. Today, I want to empower you to shift from inspiration to impact. So let's start with a harsh truth. We live in a world that's begging us to conform. It's true. I promise you. Think about how this plays out in your life. Essentially, it begins in our home. Then it goes into our religious beliefs or that of our family, our societal beliefs, peer pressure, and now social media. Thinking back to my childhood, I have vivid memories of the frilly wars that I had with my mother. You see, my mother tried, keyword being tried, to dress me in what she felt beautiful wearing, which was frilly dresses, frilly blouses, frilly socks back in the day. But the problem was I knew myself at a very young age. I knew how I wanted to present myself. I knew that hair, makeup, lashes, lips, clothing, jewelry, etc. were a way for me to express my truest self outwardly. And I wanted to express myself. There is a time my mother recounts of me being 3 years old, fighting with her late at night about the pajamas she had laid out for me to wear. I told her they were ugly. She told me not to worry about it. Nobody would see them. And I told her I would. Immediately, she knew she wasn't going to change me. Now I want to fast forward to more recently, where I find myself on the flip side as a mom of a teenager gearing up for a homecoming dance. There she stood in this beautiful, like cobalt blue sequin dress that fit her like a glove. And she declared to me, "I don't need a new pair of shoes, Mom. I'm going to wear my Converse," her sneakers. Well, the retired department store buyer in me, and I should tell you, I was a shoe buyer, was standing there in disbelief. Finally, the struggle between parental influence and individual expression had come full circle for me. How could I impose my beliefs of what goes with a beautiful blue sequin dress on her? I've done a lot of research on why we desire to belong. I must ask you though, what is the emotional toll that you face by giving into conforming? I'm talking about personally, professionally, as a parent, with your lover. The list goes on, in your spirituality, every facet of your life, your legacy. Here's the harsh truth. There is suffering in trying to be someone other than who you were born to be. Let me repeat that. There is suffering in trying to be someone other than who you were born to be. So if you're struggling financially, in your career, emotionally, mentally, physically, or in your relationships, any one of them you pick, start looking within yourself. Ask yourself those tough questions. Where am I not being truly authentic? Where am I not being my truest self? And find those energy leaks. So the price of conforming. If you ever looked in the mirror and felt a disconnect with who was looking back at you, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Feeling unhappy, unsatisfied, unfulfilled is a wake-up call from the divine, asking you, maybe even begging you to listen up. I believe we should not look like, think like, talk like, or want the same things as anybody else, because that leads to mundane thinking and mediocre results. I help clients recognize their inner beauty by reclaiming those pieces of themselves they sacrificed or hid in an effort to help others or to keep the peace. I show them how to shine unapologetically for all to see and light the way for others. You are exquisite. It's your privilege and your power. You must make it your mission to remain in or reclaim your exquisiteness. That is the first step in defining the life you desire and deserve. Let me ask you a question. Do you have an authority problem? The answer may surprise you. I'm going to ask you again. Do you have an authority problem? I'm not talking about raising a rebellious teen, been there, done that, or being a rebel yourself. Not at all. I'm talking about an authority problem that no one likes to give a voice to. I'm talking about a different problem. A kind of authority problem that plagues countless individuals around the world. The struggle of following your inner authority. I call it crowdsourcing your confidence. In school, I was taught to get a ride to the library and look in the encyclopedia for my answers. Now, my children use Google. Why do we look outside of ourselves for answers? Why don't we trust ourselves? Why don't we trust our inner knowing? Why do we walk away from it? I want to give you a visual. If I had a picture of, let's use red Kool-Aid, and that picture of red Kool-Aid was you. Here I have a blue glass, right? And each time we have an exquisite decision to make, one that is life-changing, powerful. We go outside of ourselves to ask Susie her opinion. But if Susie is cautious, she's going to give us an opinion with cautiousness. So pretend I pour some water, which is Susie's response, into the Kool-Aid. And then I go around and I ask Andrea, and she comes from a different space. Maybe she's logical. And I pour some water into that red high C. I don't even know if they make high C anymore, but let's say they do. High C sugary drink. It dilutes it, right? And then I go to the next person, and that person's a but man. Oh, but did you think of how this could go south? Pour some more water into that high C. You get the picture. you start diluting who you are and your ability to make an exquisitely aligned decision. When you feel like something is missing from your life, you tend to go looking outside of yourself for answers. But the truth is, what's missing is you. Everything you need and desire has been divinely bestowed upon you. It's true. Let me repeat that. Everything you need and desire has been divinely bestowed upon you. Listen, I'm envisioning you, and I sense that you're highly intuitive. Highly intuitive. You know what's right for you based on the life that you lived, not what others are suggesting for you. I want to invite you today to begin to trust in your instincts instead of crowdsourcing or diluting your confidence. When it comes to living your finest life, most people think it's about trying harder, changing, or perfecting ourselves to society standards. But the truth is, it's about becoming your truest self. So what do you do instead? I want to empower you to think and act like an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur never answers to external authorities. They are the authority. Really, an entrepreneur always answers to themselves. Reclaim your autonomy in every aspect of your life, in your health, your spirituality, your self-expression, from what you wear to your relationships, to your social life, to your finances, your career, to your parenting, and to your bigger life's vision. Choosing your inner authority liberates you, bringing you closer to your dream life, your desires. Enjoy every yes to what it feels like to step towards aligning with your authenticity. Don't allow conformity to stifle your individuality. Embrace your inner authority and regain control. It's about discovering and being true to yourself. I'm inviting you to stop crowdsourcing your confidence and trust your inner authority. That is the way to designing the life, the destiny you desire and deserve, is to be your own authority and trust in your inner knowing. Somewhat recently, I had the great honor and privilege, along with Sabine, to do a Purpose Possibilities and Prosecco with a new client out of Florida who is highly achieved. She has initials behind her name. When she was told that she has a legacy to leave in this life, she began to cry. You see, she never shared that feeling that she was being called for more with anyone else, only her boyfriend. She did ask us if we tell everyone this, and we told her no. Do you ever feel that feeling where you're being called for something bigger, something greater than what you've been doing? To leave an impact in your world, whether that be within your home, within your family, within your neighborhood, within your city, your country, the world over. That feeling that there is more to you and more waiting for you. That is the feeling I'm talking about. There are times in our life where we are under pressure and we transform like a diamond transforms from coal into a precious stone. And these moments in our life often shock us, drop us to our knees, open our eyes, And we realize there's more to us and more waiting for us. That's the life I'm speaking about. That's the destiny I want for you. In 2009, on the heels of adopting our daughter, our son was in kindergarten and my world was turned upside down when my husband Mark nearly died due to our local transplant hospital's rigid adherence to their outdated rules. I knew intuitively something was wrong, but at that point I had to face a choice: to watch him slowly die because of their outdated approach, or to step up and take a bold, brave, and uncompromising stand for not only his physical health, but for the destiny he desired and I believed he deserved, the future we still had left to live as a family. It was a Sunday when I realized my hopes were for somebody to pass away and be a perfect match for my husband so that he and I could be home by Christmas to celebrate with our 2 young children, because this journey we had been on had been going on for months. And on that Sunday, I realized how sick and twisted this was, that was my hope, that someone would never live another Thanksgiving with their family, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever they celebrated. And it was in that moment I decided to let go. That was Sunday. And on Wednesday night, that same week, 3 short days later, Mark received the phone call that a woman my age, my blood type, and also an organ donor would not be able to celebrate Thanksgiving or the holidays with her family because he was going to receive her kidney and liver. She had passed. And I share this story of 8.5 grueling months of advocating for my husband with you because I just want you to know sometimes there are times in life where we are really being transformed, and we need to step up and say yes, like I did. Now, this is the work I do. I help women and men because I never want you to feel unsupported, alone, or out of your depth the way I did during that time. I am here to help you take a stand for your destiny, the one calling you in the wee hours of the night. I don't just cheer you on from the sidelines. Instead, I help you find, articulate, and activate your unspoken desire for more with my proven proprietary 3-step program. Destiny, right? I said, define and design the destiny. That destiny is what I'm talking about. In order for you to really define and design that destiny, I am asking you to let life's hard moments, difficult times, challenges, opportunities to sculpt your inner strength and spirit. Allow that intense pressure, just like coal being pressed by the earth's surface, to form into a diamond, to shape you brilliantly with each and every facet so you can shine and light the way for others. Moving on. I have to ask you to stop chasing your dreams. They're not running for you. This is true. They really are not running from you. Instead, you need to embrace your truths, your desires, and your gifts, and then align with all the energy of your dreams. This is where and how you become a magnet. And I'm not talking about manifesting, not at all. This is on such a deeper, more impactful, longer lasting level. These desires are written on your heart and only you know them. I'm here to help you journey to your heart so you can reconnect with them. This is talking about being intentional, making choices each and every day, all day long, aligning with them. This is where you become powerful. I'm inviting you to truly align with your heartfelt desires. I liken your dreams to 2 more D's, dating and dogs. Okay, what do they have in common, you ask? I have found that anytime I've chased a man, even my husband, married to him, so even beyond dating, or a dog, they run faster and farther away from me. It's true, isn't it? Have you ever tried chasing a man or your pup? And let me tell you, it wasn't pretty when I was chasing mine. I don't want you to feel exhausted spending your time chasing things. My goal is to help you align with who you were born to be, that exquisite diamond within the coal. And the only way I knew how to do that is to ask you to stop chasing your dreams. Instead, think about your divine resources. For me, in my program, it's time, money, and energy. Time, money, and energy. And when I work with my clients on this, this becomes huge for them. Monumental. It changes their life. I am not talking about woo. I am not talking about manifesting. I am talking about deep, heart level, aligning with your heartfelt desires. For instance, I do this for myself all day long. I have turned down speaking gigs, which I love to speak if you know me. I've turned down girls' night out, which I love hanging out with fun women. And I've turned down clients because they didn't align. Although I knew the client I could help, I knew it wasn't their time, or maybe they had some ego within them that wasn't going to help me, was going to fight me on what I wanted to share with them, or that they just didn't align with where I do my finest work. The same goes with money. I mean, it goes with energy, where you're spending your energy. I'm forever zhuzhing up this. I leave time throughout my calendar so that I have time to realign each day and tap into being grounded and feeling what I need to feel so that I can make these decisions. And that's what I help my clients do. And when they start aligning with this and being grounded in who they truly are and what they desire, that's when their dreams begin to unfold. So desire, or let's say dreams, however you want to talk about it. You must align with these heartfelt desires, your inner dreams, and practice intentionality all day long. Okay, moving on, number 5. I've been doing this work for over 20 years now, which is hard to believe. And what I find many of my clients struggle with, along with the other 4 that we've just spoken about, but it is in order to fit in and keep the peace or let others shine or have the spotlight, we silence those defining pieces of ourselves and sacrifice our dreams. And you know you're worthy of more. This worthiness portion is like a centuries-old pandemic. It really is. Worthiness is like a centuries-old pandemic. I've done a lot of research on this, writing and speaking. This is a key part of the equation, and without it, you cannot live the destiny you desire and deserve. This is the portion of deserving. And I help people remove this block. More recently, I had the absolute pleasure to still work with a client who is highly achieved, has initials behind her name, is the mother of 3 phenomenal, outstanding children who will do big things in this world, along with her leaving a legacy for them. When we started working together, I asked her on a scale of 1 to 10 where she was with worthiness. She quickly answered me 2. When I asked her what she needed to shift from a 2 to a 10, tears came to her eyes. And she was able to answer she needed permission, or at least she felt like she needed permission. So I immediately gave her permission, and I told her right then and there, her homework was to give herself permission. But this journey goes deeper. We can't just give ourselves permission, pat ourselves on the back, and feel like everything is going to align, because it won't. And that's why sometimes when people practice manifesting, it doesn't work for them. So I want to explain how to take this deeper. I took her on a deeper journey where together we went to find the root cause that was keeping her away from her worthiness, keeping her from being a 10 out of 10. Then we went even deeper to articulate her truth, her soul level truths. These are deep, deep journeys. And then another layer deeper to activate her heartfelt desires. It was from this place or this space of finding, articulating, and activating that we could allow her to define and reshape her reality. And I'm not talking woo. This is not woo at all. This is using my 3-step proven proprietary strategy, which comes from 54 years of living a life full of twists and turns, bumps and bruises. It hasn't been easy. Plus 20 years in the empowerment industry, combined with my innate gifts. So back to this beautiful woman. I asked her to begin to see herself through others' eyes. And within a week, a gentleman older than her came in, one of her patients, and said, I hope that you don't mind. My wife shared with me that you're going through a divorce. I just want you to know there are 2 people in the world who love you very much. This is what I'm talking about. She was now able to hear that compliment, feel that compliment, and understand her worthiness through someone else's eyes. Now, she went ahead and took it a level deeper, which really excites me. It was her birthday. A girlfriend of hers who loves her to death wanted to honor her with a piece of permanent jewelry. My client picked out a beautiful chain link bracelet with the letter W she added to it for worthiness. As the jeweler soldered it onto her wrist for it to be permanent, she looked down at her hand and noticed the W became an M, the initial of her first name. This is what I'm speaking about. Deep, align, see these connections, feel these connections. It's amazing, right? She gave herself permission of owning her worthiness, opening herself to these infinite possibilities. She is now a 10 out of 10, if not 11. She gave her a 10. I might have given her 11. And I just want you to know, in January, she celebrated her practice's #1 highest grossing January in all the years of her practice being open. Again, not woo. Deep, soul level, heart level, work. When you settle for less than you desire and deserve, you send mixed messages to everyone, including yourself. Today, I am asking you to help me put an end to the century-old pandemic of worthiness, starting with how you see yourself. Know you are worthy. Grant yourself permission to own your worthiness. That is number 5, desire. Grant yourself permission to own your worthiness. I realize that I am just scratching the surface today. There is so much more to how to live exquisitely aligned. And I want to leave you with some thoughts. This is something nobody is giving a voice to, and I love giving a voice to. When it comes to living your finest life, most people think it's about trying harder, changing, or perfecting yourself to society's standards, to running outside, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube, signing up for courses, going on retreats, looking outside of ourselves. And that leads us to believe that we're not enough and we're not worthy for more. But the truth is, living your finest life is about becoming your truest self, the diamond within you, and valuing who you are and the unique gifts that you have to offer the world. And in order to do that, you must go deep within yourself, reclaim your missing pieces, and realize your soul level truths. Because transformation, shifting from inspiration to impact, empowering yourself to standing firmly in your power is an inside job. So if you're ready to be bold and courageous and live the destiny that you desire and deserve, I'm here to tell you that now is your time. Like the song Age of Aquarius, it is your time. There is power in being a force for love, oneness, and living a deeper, more meaningful life. Greater connections in your relationships, greater financial success so that you can donate or hire and give and put food on other people's tables. You are being called to step up, to define and design the destiny you desire and deserve, to essentially become exactly what the world is missing today. And I'm here to offer you, if you're at this point in your journey where you're tired of doing this alone and you're ready to receive help 24/7 so that you can shine brilliantly and unapologetically and make the impact you're here to make and touch more lives more deeply in whatever way, shape, or form that is for you. Again, impacting your world. It does not have to be that you become a household name. Not at all. It could be your children. It could be your grandchildren. It could be leaving a legacy for them. It could go further out into your community. It could be deep into your marriage. I am here to help you with the Exquisitely Aligned Concierge Program, just like I helped my client who went from a 2 to a 10 to now exceeding each of her prior months and years in her business, preparing to go out into the world of dating with higher standards after coming out of a 2-decade-plus marriage and leaving a legacy for her children. If you're interested in knowing how it works more, please connect it with me. The information is in the show notes. I just want to let you know I'm here to help you define and design the destiny I believe you desire and deserve. Until next time, be exquisite.